guys, good morning. So guys, we would usually start our day when going to the field. We already had our meal. It's either breakfast or early lunch before going to the hospital, because sometimes we don't know what time we'll be done with our coverage. So today, now ETM, it's already, what time is it? So it's 9:39 and we just decided to just have breakfast first. We're just within Mactan. So sometimes we would bring our baon, so we would just have our breakfast in the car, or sometimes we would like go to a food chain or grab our breakfast there. So that's how we start our day. And as you can see, my face is not yet made up. So that's when also I will do I will freshen up a bit before going to the hospital as well. Maybe I can walk you through all the day. Now we're done with our breakfast. We're all fueled up to start our day, the work. So, ati tag sa usahay, batu-batuon. Yung manglasal pa. So, it's 10:20. Matus ako sa accounting kay I'll check if na ako'y collection. Kaning payong is sa hospital ni service, because you have to walk through like, that's kag lakton, init kaayo. So, before you get inside, you wash your hands here before you touch any or even their bottles. Of course, you bring your own bottle. First, you check that there is a pharmacy kung naabay atong stocks today. Hi sir, good morning. Hi ma'am, good morning. Sir, na-deliver na no? Ang triseto? Yeah sir, nakakuha na kagkuan katong acetylcysteine. So we're just waiting here sa lobby. So awita sa accounting to check if naapatay collection. Meron. Sige ma'am, pasindi ay.
Morning
Sige, okay ra ma'am. Hindi na good. Iyo mo kay ako pagtuwan mo kay. So we're done with the pharmacy to check our inventory there. So I've also checked the accounting if naabang ko collection. So wala pa. So now I'm going to the purchasing department because I have this one new product or brand that has already been endorsed by the doctors. But the pharmacy could not place their orders because it's not yet available in the system. So that's one thing that I have to work on also, even if your products were already endorsed, but if it's not yet worked out in the formulary or in the hospital, or if you have not communicated to the chief pharmacist or the purchasing department, wala gihapon. So you still have to dapat holistic yung pagtrabaho. From top to bottom, bottom to top. Everyone must be involved, the pharmacy, the purchasing, and of course the doctors. So the doctor is just there to endorse, because if they've already endorsed it and then they already prescribe it, but when they write your brand in the script and then the script will bring to the pharmacy could not dispense your brand because your brand is not yet available pa man. So that's one thing that you have to work out also. Ipa-available na so that they can also place their orders. Anyway, na may demand. Anyway, it's already been endorsed by the doctors. So now, that's one thing I will do now. I will go to the purchasing department to ask the purchasing head to have our products to be typed in their system. And they will not just type in your brand to include in the system. You have proof to show to them that your product has already been approved by the formulary and it has already been endorsed by the doctor. So I have the papers here to show to the purchasing department, and of course I will give them a copy so that they will not be questioned. Oh, so yeah, let's go now. Even if you're inside the hospital, you still do a lot of legwork. Diba? Sumatayon ta. Kaya init kaayo. So, bato-batoon mong lakton. So, kung mag-heels ka, pwede. Ako mag-heels ko diri. Akong heels, mga 1 month lang. Wala na. So, I have... So this is part of here was then hit by the Odette, but there is the purchasing department and temporary lang sa sila dito. So init siya, diba? Di ka pwede arte dahil. For a while lang. Hi ma'am, good morning. Nasi ma'am Christine ma'am? Nagpa-cute ni Ma'am Christine, kay busy si Ma'am Christine. Ay, wala siya kita. Matanaw raman na siya diri nako. Nara siya diha. Deep hole. So, wait lang. Busy pa sila. So, mulang po na siya. You don't have to push yourself into them. You have to wait. Kung kano sa kanila i-entertain. So, that's one quality of being a medrep. Being patient. Busy. Nakita na nako si ma'am. So, magawas na siya. So, that's one thing also. So, you have to, if you already build the relationship to those people are involved in your business, so it's so easy for you to communicate to them and to approach them. So, lisod kung di pa kakaila, and if wala pa kakabuild of rapport, okay, just imagine them, they're busy, and then they will like stand up and leave their work for a while to entertain you. So, diba? So, also building their trust and the relationship between you, it takes time as well. So, mga 1 year na po ko na-cover diri. So, ako, diba no coverage man karon kay pandemic. And there are restrictions of getting inside the hospital, especially as medrep. But, I've already texted the purchasing department, na nakoy tuyo, kay nakoy ilisanan nga bad order. And if you're not fine with that, do you think they would like get up from the work and leave the work for and entertain you? Diba? So sometimes, if para dili ma-waste imong time, you would like text them ahead of time para kung unsa sila. Hi, Ma'am Tim! So, I've been to the purchasing department. I talked to the purchasing head. So that's one thing as well, because diba I've mentioned like they have a limited slots, or they have a limited brands as to how much they would accept for the generic. So here 5 lang. So my new product, my brand for this generic was a replacement for that certain brand na wala na daw nag-move, so they have to dislodge that. But now they could not just do that because there is still inventory remaining of that competitor brand that I'll have to replace. So they just said that they will just have to exhaust the inventory before they could include my brand in the system. So what would I do? I will promote their brand para mahurot. So I will not expect a sales for that brand for this month, but I will try what I can do because I really need to get sales so that the doctors could prescribe my brand, so that they will have another option for it, for that brand. So diba, I've been already promoting that brand for like quite some time, and then karon lang siya na formulary, na include sa formulary. Because no matter how you promote, that's one thing also guys ha, no matter how you promote, unsa pa katamaayo diha mo detail o mo kung dili available imong brand, wala. So that's what happened to me before sa akong previous company. Sige kag-promote, wala stock sa gawas sa akin. So here, you do all the work. At least I know I can control everything. So at least, sige ko promote. Nirip ka good. Okay, it's not really easy to have your brand to be included in the formulary. Imagine na daghan ba kay mong competitor sa market. Diba? And why would you choose your brand? So that's one is they already trust your brand. Of course, they already trusted you as a medrep who carried that brand. And yeah, mga siya. So here's the coverage area there. So we just have to wait. It's a good thing here because since the clinics are not yet open, so all they just set a schedule for the coverage so that other reps could visit. It's already past 12, and yes, we're waiting here for, this is actually the waiting launch for us med reps that they have allotted for us, so that we will not scattering around the every floor. So they really gave us this slot, the space here where we could cover the doctors. So all the doctors already know that there are reps waiting for them here. So wala siya ako mga co-med reps from other companies. So we just say hi, hello to each other. Sometimes we know them by faces, but sometimes we don't know their names. Wala siya. So wait lang me. So the scheduled coverage now is 11 o'clock, and it's already almost 12 o'clock, but we haven't seen one of the doctor yet because they're busy, but I think they will be coming up because they also know the schedule. But if your doctors will not show up, maybe because they are attending some patient, so there are times nga inanak pod, even if schedule, but they could not show up for the schedule. I mean, they're doctors, they're busy people, they're attending a lot of things aside from the patients, diba? So you just have to be, if you will not be able to get them today, maybe some other time as well. So we'll just wait for, unlike as before man go during the coverage, we could go inside the hospital and visit them in their clinics, so you would know what time, because they have their schedule, the doctor's clinic will be 10 to 12. So most of the time, that's when the time that they see their patient. Sometimes they would go out early, or they will finish early or later. So there was times, even if the schedule is 10 to 12, you don't expect them to see them at the time. So maybe mga 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, depende lang. And yeah, you just have to always be ahead of the schedule of the doctors. You know all the schedules. Before the pandemic, we can get inside the hospital, so we know where their clinics are, so we will just go there. So if we know this doctor will have their clinic at this time, so we would just estimate what time the finish will be getting off from the clinic, or because that's when the time they will see medreps. So muna siya estimate. So that's already programmed in our mind. Yes, we see a lot of doctors every day, like siguro mga 15 at the time, 15 at least. So we know already who are those doctors during the day, because it's already also programmed in our iPads. That's already also programmed in our system. So you just have to untick all those doctors that you need to see that day. You could not just go inside the hospital and tira lang bisag kinsa nga doctor. No, naagin na siya certain doctor for that day. Yes. And there are some other companies nga, they have a very strict system. Like if those doctors scheduled to be seen that day and you were not able to see them that day, miss call na siya. And you will see them in the next week pa. And there are also some other doctor system, like if you have to see the doctors within the week, so you can, if you don't see them today, maybe you can you can visit them again tomorrow and check if you can see them. Na yung mga ana open lang, just as long as at the end of the month, let's say the frequency of the doctor that you need to see them at like 4x or 4 times a month, na uban ana, they would see the doctors twice na in a week, 1 week. So but ideally 4x meaning once a week ra gid na siya, because sometimes there are like si doctor wala next week, so muna bisitahon na lang namo sila earlier, let's say Monday visit me, and then we will see them again by Friday. So muna siya twice a week na mo siya, but it's really not advisable to see them like ugma na pod, unless inadyo kay tuyo kay samo po sa doktor, no, nya igura ka mo promote nya dili na kagahapon nya ugma na pod nya busy ang doktor, so wala na siya. So that's why there are some also doctors, let's say mga outskirts area, twice a week lang na sila. But here in our company, we really require, wala mi 2x, wala mi 3x or anything, 4x gid na siya. And if ana nga day schedule nimo siya to see, yes, you have to see the doctor on that day. Now, if you have some errands, there are some other unplanned activities that you need to do within the day. So you just have to know how to adapt to it, how to insert that task during the day. So night times nga busy kaayo mi, there are times nga light lang yun mi. So that's what we say, you own your time. Sometimes we can do our personal stuff. Let's say sometimes I would go to the parlor instead of just waiting at the hospital, and wala kayo cover. So why not just why torture yourself by staying there? Maybe you can just do the things that maybe you will plan to do on the next day, then you can do it today. So inana lang siya. What else? Like nako, I was waiting for my doctors and I was like checking my sales. I went to I've already studied some of my products. Mabasa kay refresh lang ba kay basi mapangutan-an. So and while waiting, nag-vlog ko. So that's how it is. And after here, like I will have to go pick up some items that I purchased online. So mo lang po na nice, no? Like you can like insert your personal agenda during the day, just as long as your task for the day will be done for the day, para dili siya mo add up, dili siya mag-clog in the next day na po na mo na gaming busy ko, toxic ko, ana, diba? Bye.
Like and subscribe Vanessa's Nest YouTube channel. Thank you.